So this comment on my YouTube channel reads, this is from Joseph Banwat. Um, says, please help us talk about the timing belt and the valve bending in EW10 engines. Is a problem most Peugeot owners have. Mr. Joseph, Peugeot owners that are having a problem of timing belt cutting, damaging their engines, or damaging their engines, because even when your valves are bent, it ruined your engine, only that you can rebuild it. In other words, that side of the engine, replace the valve. That's the least you could even do, because most times it goes beyond that valve. So people who are having that experience, project owners that are having that experience, chose to have it. It's as simple as that. So it's not a problem. You made it sound like this is a problem with EW10 Peugeot users. No, it's not. You know, why this is happening is because of two things. Number one, bad maintenance culture. Bad maintenance culture. Now, this bad maintenance culture, you can break it into two. The first one is Nigerians, or majority of Nigeria, not just EW10 Peugeot users in Nigeria, but majority of vehicle users in Nigeria prefer fake parts over quality parts. It's not, you see, it's not about, oh, because I can't afford it. No, Nigerians actually prefer the fake parts over the quality parts, even when they can afford it. When I'm saying Nigeria, means generally or average Nigerian, excluding those few that actually value their vehicles. So majority, if I could use that word, prefer to go for fake parts than the original ones. Even when they know that these fake parts will not last. In fact, they don't even want to know. To them, I've come across a lot of people that even when you are advising them, I will come to that. So many times I'll be at mechanic workshop, and people will be in there. I'll see people that probably will buy, they are replacing their engines. The engines have failed, or for whatever reason, they choose to replace those engines, the Peugeot vehicle engines, and the mechanics or those at shop have already made the purchase and installing the engine. So, and if I was there, I was like, oh, if the owner was there, I was like, see, I will suggest and highly recommend this used engine you are mounting. I will highly recommend you change the timing belt even before you start it. You need to see how these people will respond or will react to what I've suggested. As if I just told them they'll be going to hellfire. It can be, they'll be like, who the hell are you? What do you mean? You come and tell me to come and change belt. I'm supposed to use it. Why would I change belt that has not broken? I mean, leave me. You see some kinds of reaction. Then sometimes some people, you tell them, um, go for the OEM or any original one in the market, or the quality brands that cost more for you to enjoy these parts, or at least for your engine to last for you, or at least to prevent this failure. Because most times you see them, maybe the timing belt has broken or cut and they've damaged their engine. So while doing the repairs at the workshop, advise, if you don't want this to happen again, get the quality belt. If possible, replace the entire kit. They will tell you, why should I spend so amount? I mean, somebody has even said that I made him. See, there's nothing I've never had in this time, that I made him to spend up to 17,000 naira to buy timing belt that he has never ever done in his whole life of driving other brand of vehicles. But I made him to spend such an outrageous, wasteful amount to buy a quality belt. So because of that, he's insisting I must pay him back that belt. Nothing happened to the belt in his injured, but I must pay him back. See, like I said, now see, there's no victim here. So anybody that is having issue with his timing belt on EW engine, braking, bending your valve, damaging your engine, you chose that. So you're not a victim. Because what you don't realize, majority of these users of this engine outside Nigeria don't have these issues, but you are having it. So whose fault it is? There are few Nigerians that have been using these engines in their Peugeot vehicle for years or even decades. They've never had timing belt cut issue, and you are having yours. Whose fault it is? So you don't get to abuse your car and feel entitled. You are not the cause. That something else is the cause. So I'm just giving you an example. So this is one of the causes why some EW engine users are having these issues. So some of us in Nigeria don't experience it. We don't even know what it cutting, have what experience of cutting timing belt failure is like. Even after owning a Peugeot vehicle with similar engine that use similar belt or timing system for years or going to decades, and we don't even know what it feels like. Most times you realize that we are not even, some of us that do this, they are not even richer than some of these guys or have more money or financially than some of these guys that is having this issue over and over. So whose fault it is? I just want to put it out there. So don't make it sound like, oh, this is a big problem for Peugeot users because it's a weakness. No, it's not a weakness on the part of the engine. It's never a weakness. So, well, that is one. Number two, majority of vehicle users, like I say, okay, let's just focus on this topic. The majority of EW engine users in Nigeria prefer curative than preventive. To them, why would you change the timing belt that is still working? That's a very stupid thing to do. It's a waste of money. Why would you go and change something? So please let it go until the car stops running. Until the belt cuts, then I'll fix it. So when you are there telling pitching all the time to people preventive maintenance or preventative maintenance is better, don't wait until it fails for you to treat or fix or repair because it's going to damage other things in the process. So don't let it happen. You'll be like, look at this guy. Be like, say, don't chop belly full. They look for money to waste. Or I bet make I hear what. And then until it happens. You'd be surprised. People who are, there are people even in the Lion community that have been there for years. The group has been in existence. Months. Everybody is singing, everybody is preaching, I've been writing articles, doing videos, publishing all kinds of posts, and every now and then telling people about the need to have your timing belt replaced. Prevent it from failing when it's due. Or do this or do that. The same, some person in that group that been reading all these things will still come to us, oh, my timing belt failed. So it's not EW engine issue. Of course, there are so many other Peugeot engine series that use timing belt that when it cut, it could also damage your engine or your valves. Because if you think it's only the valves, then you probably your experience on these things is very limited. Because trust me, a lot of people, just because of timing belt failure, the valve will hit the piston, crack it open. Sometimes the valve, when you hit the piston and it's shooting, going back with force, it will crack the part of the cylinder head where the valves are supposed to, close, and ruin the entire cylinder head. Sometimes some people, after even changing it, the engine will never become the same. It will be blowing oil, doing all kind. In fact, most times, once this timing belt cut, you do the repair it, give it weeks, months, you will hate that engine. You have all kinds of sound, doing so many things. Some people who are lucky, when they change only the valves, nothing is, engine will come back to normal, as if nothing happened. So the idea is value valve, no, it's not, because it's gonna call. Sometimes it's as good as go and get another engine, or completely rebuild the engine and spend almost 3 times of buying another engine. So all these things is supposed to make you realize: is it worth it to wait until the belt fails before you you change it, knowing that it's no longer only the belt you are going to change. So that is the part, the second part of bad maintenance culture EW users have, majority, at least in Nigeria, or almost generally Nigerians that use vehicles. Now, this another part of this issue is lack of knowledge, education, or you call it generally ignorance. So in that case, you could give them benefit of the doubt, because probably not everybody has been hearing Lion King speaking about Peugeot engines and when their timing belts should be replaced. But then I can't kill myself for everybody. When did I started doing this thing? Since 2010. With all the insults and whatever kinds of negative that are being thrown at me, and so many. See, I don't need to go into details. Some of the things I've passed through just to be out there in the internet preaching and sharing this information for free, and so many ways. You don't need to understand, both financial and so many things I've gone through. So I can only do my best. Those who come across those information and grab it, they will benefit from it. Some also come across it and throw it away. Call it this guy, maybe he's just looking to make name or to claim that he oversabi. Until he experienced that same thing I was talking about, to have you to avoid going through the experience. Because I've seen people having that experience because of the nature of my work in this industry. So I'm using the experiences, putting it out there, so that those who are wise enough to do things that will prevent them from having that experience. So I will say yes, some people actually are ignorant of these things. For example, they don't know or have the knowledge or are aware that EW engines, their timing belt in a country like Nigeria or in an environment like Nigeria, you are supposed to change them every 4 years, or at least maximum of 80,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. I didn't say 100, I didn't say 120, I said at least maximum. Because you can do 40,000, you can do 60,000. It all depends on how faith or confidence you have in the one you put. So every night you're supposed to. And of course, the ideal thing is, I always tell people, if you can, change the entire kit. But it doesn't mean those other kits are bad. But at least start your timing. If you know you can't afford to change those entire timing kit and auxiliary kit, change your timing belt and your auxiliary belt. Check the other components that work with the belt. If any of them is weak, even if you can't afford to buy the complete kit, change them alongside those two belts. If you're now we are, like I said, this video is about EW engines. So EW engines, they all use auxiliary belts and the auxiliary timing belts. So it doesn't matter which engine it is, even though you said EW10. But I'm just saying all EW engines, because none of them uses timing chain. or uses timing or auxiliary kit. So change of this thing every 4 years. That's why I live in Nigeria on maximum of 80,000 kilometers. You can do it with between 40 to 80, whichever one mileage that you feel comfortable doing it. But at least, and if you are doing it, use quality or OEM brand or product. I'm not going to tell you it must be OEM, because I also don't always buy only the OEM. And also there are quality brands too that are also as good as the OEM, or if not even better. So go for those ones. So I know that 4 years is 4 years. You have no business touching that belt. But not when you go and buy they tell you OEM is 20, 15. It used to be 13. Even at that time, people were even murmuring. Why would you leave 600 naira or 2,000 naira belt to go and spend up to 13,000 to buy a belt? I would rather buy the one of 2,000 and be changing it every 2 months. Thinking that that one of 2,000 probably that is made with chewing gum. Thinking it's going to, are you sure it's going to pass a month? So I mean, it's yeah, I could say not everybody is aware of this. So that could be one of the reasons why some EW10 users have this issue. So at the end of the day, realize it's not an engine issue. It's not peculiar to EW10. It's not a factory issue. Nothing. It's just that users chose or are choosing to be having this horrible experience or negative or unpleasant experience owning these vehicles with these engines. That's all. So it has nothing to do with Peugeot. So I hope now you are qualified. If you want to enjoy your EW10J4, EW10A, or whatever EW engines you have, follow this preventative maintenance. You will enjoy them. A lot of people are enjoying them by doing that. People that have used these cars outside Nigeria didn't have any of these problems until it got to your hand. So you don't make it sound like, oh, those ones too were. If they were having all those, these cars they would have all been scrapped. You wouldn't have even gotten any all these cars they call Tokumbo. If they are having all this timing belt failure issue and it's damaging their engines, they would have scrapped it and pieces them. They would get to Nigeria. So even as you are seeing all these Tokumbo cars, look at them. Some even look at it, they've not actually used them for over a year or so. You look at the engine, everything intact, nothing has been touched or removed. So you need to understand that. I'm not saying because even outside Nigeria, that where they ship these cars, few people have not experienced timing belt failure. But when you compare the rate at which it happens in Nigeria, So hope that's have answered your question. It's all about personal responsibility. If you value your car that high, people can value their car very low or don't even give a rip about their car. So that's their whole cup of tea. If you value yours, why should somebody tell an adult how to handle what he values very high? I mean, come on. You don't learn these things in school. These are experiences. As you get older, you learn, you start to care for what you value or what you appreciate. I don't, like I said, it's not everything. I don't know how to teach an adult how to appreciate what he has or value. So that's the thing. But the best I can do is share some of these information. So then those who come across it and make use of it, good for them. Those who choose to ignore them, good for them. Those who haven't come across it, well, it's not my fault. So that's the best thing I can do. All right, that's all for this video.